Welcome to J Connects Podcast, Episode 3. We have a special guest today. We have Tricky Buddha. Welcome. How you doing, bud? How you feeling?
It's Tricky Buddha from DeFi Space Donkeys. What's up, man? Happy to be here. As always, you have a good show, so it's good to be here on the podcast.
Yes. I know we were supposed to do it a couple days ago, but I was feeling a little under the weather. You guys can probably hear it in my voice. I still sound pretty sick.
You sound okay.
Um, sound good?
You sound good.
Oh, thanks, man. That's awesome. And you're also live right now on TikTok as well,
Yep.
right?
Yep, we're live on TikTok, and this will be recorded and put in a couple other places as well.
So let's talk about your name.
Yeah.
Tricky Buddha. It's a very interesting name. How did you come up with that name?
So Tricky Buddha is just kind of a cross between my nickname as a kid growing up, Tricky, and my PlayStation handle, which was derived from my brother. So if you get to know me, I'm always giving people advice and telling people little shortcuts and tricks to things. And eventually, if we're hanging out long enough, you'll go, "Yeah, you're Tricky."
Oh, Buddha.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, and then the Buddha part
that's pretty cool.
came from my brother, who was Green Buddha on the PlayStation Network.
Mm.
Because he spoke a little Buddha, so he was Green Buddha, and I was like, well, we're brothers, so it makes sense to have the same last name. I'll just adopt your last name and throw in Tricky, and so when I made my PlayStation handle, it was Tricky Buddha. So if you know me over there, I'll play in Warzone. I was really big into zombies when zombies was a thing. It's still a
Oh yeah.
thing, but I was ranked like top. I think I had one time I placed like 42 in the world at
Oh wow.
at Shangri-La Zombies. But yeah, that's kind of where it came from. It's just my gamer tag. It's still over there. You can play some games with me. Oh, getting a phone call. Nope, not now. I'll call you. Shout out to It's Time.
It's time. Oh man, you're super popular. That's dope. Um, so it's a it's a mix between childhood games you played and as well as your whole childhood overall. So
Yeah.
I thought I don't know I thought it was related to something Web3 ish. That's what I thought it was. So I'm
Right.
glad that you answered it, and now we learned something new
Well,
that we
I'm,
probably didn't know before.
I'm really glad that when you think it was something Web3 related, like now it is, right? So
Yeah, I mean, that's all I know you
if
for,
that's the
right?
only way you know it, I'm doing good.
That's really what it is. Um, so tell me about yourself, man. Tell me where initially are you from?
Well, I was born in Taos, New Mexico. I lived
Okay.
there just briefly. Moved to Texas. My brother was born in Texas in El Paso, and then we immediately moved to Florida. So from the age of like 4, I was Florida. West Palm Beach. I went to Barton Elementary, and then middle school was Boca Raton, and then high school was North Florida or Jupiter area. And then for college, I moved up to Orlando. So I came over here to go to UCF. I went
Mhm.
to like 5 different colleges. I went to a couple community colleges to get my AA, and took some other like classes when I was in high school. And then yeah, UCF is where I got my degrees. I got a bachelor's in finance, a bachelor's in management, entrepreneurship, and then I got a minor in real estate. I went for like a decade. I was getting paid to the scholarships were great. So I was just like, well, as long as I can get paid to go to college, I should just probably go to college, right?
No,
So
it makes sense. Makes sense. That's dope.
yeah.
That's dope. And when you were in Florida, so we recently went to Art Basel, right? This is
Hmm.
like this is December. This was this past December, early 2023, and you were there, and if I'm not mistaken, you were there with Jaden Violet. Like Jaden Violet had his rave show, right?
Yeah.
And you were sponsoring the rave show. And just for like the viewers here, they're gonna be watching this later on.
Hmm.
Jaden Violet was the first person that I interviewed on this podcast that I
Oh,
have. Yeah. And now I'm interviewing you, and you were sponsoring his show. So it's
yeah.
like literally connecting.
Yeah, it's a small world. I think when you get into anything, you realize that like it is a small world. Like people who are at like the top levels of doing anything, there's really only like 200 to 1,000 of those people. And where
Mm.
else are they going to go besides the same events and the same like that's where everyone has to go to do the thing, right? So, but yeah, it's funny that we both started from TikTok, me and Jaden, but then we met in like Web3 on X on Twitter.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
You both started on TikTok and didn't know each other,
No.
right? You
Hmm.
never seen his TikToks, you never
Never
seen
seen a TikTok.
yours, or maybe you did, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then Web3 brought it all together, right?
Yeah. We met over there on the Twitter X platform, and yeah, I got to sponsor the rave. I got to do marketing a little bit. I got to bartend for a while. That was fun too.
Oh, you're
And
the bartender.
yeah, well, they said, everyone who's going to sponsor, we don't have like a bartender, so maybe you could just bartend for like 30 minutes. And when I showed up, I'm a problem solver. I showed up, I saw a line at the bar, and I was like, well, I can knock this out. Like, I know how to pour drinks. This is funny because apparently I don't know how to pour drinks. Everyone was like, that guy was trying to get us smashed. Every one of those drinks was so strong. Well, yeah, if I didn't do that though, we ran out of cups, we ran out of ice. But I destroyed that line. So yeah, I ended up bartending just the entire night. I also got a flat tire on the way, so I kind of needed the cash. And I made like $160 in tips, so it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too
Oh
bad.
wow, just like
Some,
completely worked out for you.
yeah, some of those people didn't tip, but most people tip pretty well, so it was cool.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Yeah,
dope. Have you
and
ever been? Have you
that
ever
was
been
my
to a rave?
first rave.
I was just ask you. You answered my question already. Have you ever been to a rave before? Because I've never been to a rave.
That was my first rave. That was my first NFT event, and that was my first co-sponsored event. Period.
Really?
Yeah.
Your first NFT event?
Everything, because my health kind of took a weird downturn when I hit like 25, and I've just been at home. Like I can't really travel too much. So recently I met Wild World of Dragons. They got this dragon juice elixir. This tea has been really awesome. So my health's so much better. Like, I just didn't get around to it until now. It's only like the last 5 months that things have been really kind of getting better to the point where I can travel and I can do stuff again. I wouldn't normally go to I got migraines and Crohn's
Mhm.
disease, plus a couple other things. So
Yeah, my sister has Crohn's. Yeah, stuff
migraines
like
at a
that.
rave or a live concert doesn't really go well. I had earplugs in the entire time as well. I had loops that had sound cancellation loops, the plugs,
Mhm.
the earplugs. Those
Yeah.
work pretty good. But usually I get a headache if I went to like a club or a rave. So luckily those kept me, from getting a headache. And then my health's improved enough that I wasn't like constantly in need of a restroom, with the Crohn's. So I was
Mhm.
like, all right, let's do an event. And it went great. I can't wait to do it
It
again.
looked great. It
It was
looked great. It looked like it was a good time,
it was a
and
movie.
I think I had work that day. And I
Mhm.
was able to fly in the next day. I missed House of Sex. I missed that event. I think it might have been the same day. If I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken. It was a
yeah,
lot going on that week, but
yeah,
I'm still glad I went to Art Basel. Um,
yeah.
that was the first time I went to an NFT event outside of New York. So
Really?
last year wasn't the first time I went to an NFT event. I went to a few events prior to that, but the first time leaving my state to go to Miami
Hmm.
and to spend time with all of you guys. I never got to meet you, and
Yeah.
someone actually reached out to me and was like, "When you get down there, reach out to Tricky. Tricky's gonna be there." And then when I came back, they're like, you see Tricky?" And I'm like,
Yeah,
"No," because I think he flew back the same day I flew
yeah,
in. You flew out.
yeah. I drove down. I live in Orlando, so Miami's just like a 5.5, 6 hour drive. So I just drove down for the day. I drove down a day early actually. I stayed in the hotel, and then that way I could wake up and not be too far away from everything.
Mm,
And then luckily I did that because I still got a flat tire on the way to pick up Sarah Faye.
mm.
So if I didn't do that, we probably wouldn't have made it. Luckily, I also changed the tire in record time. I've never done that fast either. Especially being like basically disabled. Like the energy that it's required to get those lug nuts off sometimes can be too much. Like those was one time I got a flat tire and I literally couldn't get the lug nuts off the car.
Oh no.
Like it was just physically impossible. I was like standing on the tire iron and like jumping on it. I couldn't get it to come off at all. So luckily it worked out. But yeah, I only came down for the 2 days, and luckily I did that because I ate something at like a restaurant that was clearly not. It must have been. It was probably like they use the normal soy sauce with like wheat in it, and I'm allergic to wheat and milk, so there must have been some kind of cross contamination because I got sick immediately. Like within 12 hours, I was sick of that. So if I hadn't gone home, like scheduled to go home, it would have just been me sick in the hotel room anyway. So
Wow.
it just worked out like that. But I knew I wouldn't be able to hang along. I assumed that I was going to get sick from the rave, just because like stress on my body usually throws my body into a flare from Crohn's, and then anything can happen. So I was like, if I'm going to go to a party for 4 hours or longer, I'm probably going to be done for a day or two. Like that usually wipes me out.
So how long were you there for? How long were you there
2 days.
at Art Basel?
Just 2 days. I just like
Only 2 days?
2 nights. Yeah, 2 nights and 2 days. That was it. Yeah. Drove back
I mean,
home.
I'm saying that, but I was too. Like,
yeah, right. And you flew. I just drove.
Right. That's also true. That's also true. So I'm listening to you. I'm actually sending out the live in the group chat that I'm in.
Cool.
So I know we have only a couple of people watching.
Yeah.
But I did want to get to the next question.
Yeah, it goes up and down, and I don't know if they're even like putting my content in front of anybody anymore because, like I said, I still can't even send messages on like TikTok.
You can't send messages?
Not even private messages. Like if I just try to DM somebody through it, it just says it's not allowed, and it's been like that for 2 years. Like I probably should just make a new account at this point.
No.
Well, I mean, right now it's working for going live.
Well, I mean, not right now. I'm saying overall, like you should have this account, make a different account, and then funnel people over. Eventually, more people will.
That's how I would do it for sure. I would.
Okay.
I wouldn't just like close this account and then start fresh and be out. I would go live on two. I have 2 devices, so I would go live on both. I'd get one over 1,000. I should race you. Actually, I should make another account right now. And then try to race you to 1,000.
Part of the go live. You know what? I'm not even going to say what you're part of yet because that's a question I was saving for later. So you probably could pass me.
That might be fun
with the connections that you have. Might as well call you Tricky Buddha Connect and just call it a day. So the next question was actually about TikTok. Notice that you have a decent following, and from my understanding, you also do podcasting as well, right? Like you've done it before.
I've done podcasts in the past with like different people, but I never had my own like platform until I made a new YouTube, but I haven't put anything on there. I pretty much did everything live on TikTok for the most part. We would do interviews and talk about projects and do all kinds of different fun lives. I was live most of the time when I was on, on TikTok. I probably did live like, I don't know, 6-7 hours a day when I was doing TikTok. And then I came over to Twitter, and I think I put between my 3 accounts, I think I put in like 3,500 hours on Twitter lives.
So you're probably the perfect person to talk to about this, actually. So you and Jaden both came from TikTok. Mm-hmm. Then you guys came over to X. And then you guys met up in real life and did the whole rave thing in Art Basel.
Yeah.
Would you say is it better for people to see your face and like I guess on board that way versus your PFP?
Like
your profile photo for those people that don't know what a PFP is. Your profile photo.
Yeah, and you talk about onboarding like strictly in the Web3 sense.
Like to bring people in.
Well, I feel like you can connect more with people when they can see you, for sure, right? Like you get more trust from somebody that you can see, like you know what I mean?
I definitely get it.
But their body language and just kind of connect more. Plus, it's really interactive. A lot of times, if you've got like a big audience that grows, and you want to interact with your viewers, they can send messages, they can send you hearts, they can tip you, they can do all kinds of fun things. But it's different. It's just a different like environment, right? Like on Twitter, you're usually engaging on more of a one-on-one basis, or even when you're in a room, it's like one person talks, then the next person talks, right? You're very much engaging direct conversation. Here you've got a flood of messages from all these people who potentially, right, all asking different questions, and you can kind of field and select what you want to engage with. And there's like a lot of content possible, right? But they don't really care for Web3 content over on TikTok. If you mention like NFTs or Web3, like
they don't really care.
Got me banned, right? Like I'm probably not being seen by anyone because they're like, he's a Web3 guy, and they don't trust that in certain areas. And there's a lot of sketchy people doing all kinds of things. But when it comes down to it, the amount of money fraud that is like crypto related is like less than 1%. It's most of like bank fraud is wire fraud, or like fraud in general is like wire fraud or insurance fraud. Really, that's really what it is. Crypto related scams are a very small percentage, but and any new thing, when there's new people at it, there's that lack of information, that lack of knowledge of how to keep yourself safe in the new environment. So I think TikTok's great for meeting people and for like connecting with your art and what your purpose is. And Twitter is great for like building your network and conveying information. But even better than that for network is probably you're good with like Instagram as well, and LinkedIn, believe it or not, because a lot of professionals are on LinkedIn, and a lot of video content does really, really well on Instagram.
I wouldn't count out TikTok yet.
Oh no.
I would just say it's probably easier on X because it is, and all the other platforms that you already mentioned. I do think that TikTok has the potential, because ultimately what this whole channel is about is onboarding, right? And I think together we can accomplish that alongside other people that I've interviewed. Shout out to Mel, the DJ and Blockhead show. He was episode 2.
Yeah.
So we definitely have to come together on this, because you're part of a community, and I'm gonna get to see that community.
That's my main goal is, and I tell people this, and they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Well, this isn't my personal I'm not signing this many signatures, but I want to get 1 billion people into Web3 in the next 10 years." And the only way I can do that is by building a massive community of people who know how to keep other people safe and to grow that information base. So that's what the club's all about. It's all about knowledge and collaboration, trying to help people accomplish their goals and utilize the tech that we have. It's just a new way of tracking stuff. It's really all it is. It's a new encryption method, and it's cheaper than using the traditional banking system. So we can kind of combine all those assets. And if we focus, on what it is we're actually providing, and what the platforms individually push out as far as content, you should use all of them, right? On TikTok, they want to see this art. Check out this art here I got by Out There Art. He's also the community manager from the Fun Apes, right? Like, but you show them the art. You say like, look, these are the custom pieces we can make, or this is our utility. We're bringing people together and networking. Also, if you know that content does better in certain places, you put it there. But you got to put it everywhere. You got to take advantage of everything. You don't count anything out, because and the new stuff that's coming out too. I have 5 or 6 apps that you might never have heard of that are social media, and some of them are like Web3, Pixie, what is it, Hodl. There's another one that came out that is Republic. These are Web3 social medias. A lot of them nobody knows about even yet. But I'm there. Follow me. I got like 4,000 people over on Republic. Let's go.
Yeah, we need to talk more about that.
Yeah. You're missing out on these audiences. And those are people who don't need to be onboarded. They're on a Web3 social media platform.
Do they know it's on Web3? Do they know that's what they're involved in? Or is
Yeah,
it one of those things where they just thought it was a
yeah.
regular?
It costs them or makes them coins for content. Costs them money to make content, gets them
Mm,
coins for likes,
mm. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So that way people aren't just flooding with bullshit, right? Because it costs them coins to make that.
No, I understand.
But
Yeah.
then also you're encouraged to make it because if you get the likes, so you're really encouraged to make good content. So they're getting rewarded in a cryptocurrency that doesn't even have value yet.
That sounds a lot like Spoon.
I'm all yours. What Spoon?
Hold that thought. Hold that thought. We got All City Big Hack in the comments section. I don't know
Yeah,
if you're reading it. Can you see it up there?
yeah. I think I seen Tricky on TV or a movie. Um, it's possible, not
I thought you
likely.
were gonna say that I am on TV and in the movie. Like,
No. I mean, no. So I've been on TV for random things, but like you wouldn't have. There's no way you would have known that was
but
me.
you were still on TV. You already accomplished something that I haven't done
Well,
yet.
no. It was like random stuff. Florida Man on the News type stuff. No, it was like there was some stuff in there was something in high school I did that got more attention than it should have, and I was on like there was like all of a sudden 3 news channels showed up for like this mock wedding that we had planned, which was like so random but stupid. And then I did a lot of things where like I was kind of out and about, and my face has been in front of things. And in the last 2.5 years, I've been live on TikTok and anywhere. I'm not shy anymore. Definitely, when you have Crohn's and they take away your privacy, you're not shy anymore.
Okay. All right. All right. So let's talk about your project.
Yeah.
Right. Let's talk about DeFi Space Donkeys and why that name.
Yeah. Okay. So DeFi Space Donkeys came out of like kind of like the alliteration. We wanted to do like a DeFi project. And we wanted to pick an animal that wasn't done yet, right? We kind of wanted to make like a generative PFP collection type project just to kind of see what happened. It was really more of like a proof of concept. Because I was telling people about Web3 and crypto, and we're like, well, it was more of like a proof of concept. That guy didn't even want to really do the project. Apparently, he didn't pay for anything, and he just left. So it became my project. Like the art ended up becoming mine because of the results of that. But we could get into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Totally.
saved it. So you saved it.
This didn't even mean to be a thing.
Oh, it was an accident.
Not an
project-
accident, but so it came out that way. So like I marketed the project, right? It was just going to be an art project, just art, just the NFT, just the art.
This sounds oddly familiar. Why is I keep hearing stories like this?
Right. It was just going to be art, and so I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's come back to that. Rewind a little bit. It's a DeFi project. We wanted to pick an animal that hadn't been used, and there were no donkeys at the time. 2.5 years ago, no donkeys. So we went with donkeys. Also, we wanted something that was kind of like silly and not too serious, right? We just we picked like a little party donkey. It's hilarious, I think. So DeFi donkeys, but DeFi donkeys, I think there was already like some of the names were taken for it. So, but they hadn't produced any art or anything, but the name was already a thing. So we looked at some other options. I thought, well, what? I love space, right? I just love space. I mean, this is my art on the walls, all space. It's just obvious and natural to me. So DeFi Space Donkeys. So, we've got the Crab Nebula in the background here. I love the Crab Nebula. It's freaking sick. And it's all Hubble Space Telescope photos as our backgrounds. All the other backgrounds were just like orange, and I was just like, what? Why? This is gross. This is weird. Especially if you end up with like a weird pale green or brown background. You're like, this isn't like an IP I'm going to put on a product or a bag or anything, right? Like they need to pop. They need to have something pretty to look at, right? Like, so yeah, goofy, fun looking donkey. And then he's got some of them have different traits. Like this one's got a mohawk. This one's got some of the solar shades, shouting out to some of those old snowboarder goggles. sitting on the moon with like an oil slick that looks like a rainbow. And yeah, I'll just a little shout out to some Harry Potter themed colors. There's like all kinds of random things. If you look at it, it's just kind of like a Where's Waldo, if you will, of old shout outs. But yeah, so it became DeFi Space Donkeys as a way of just being different. And then the whole my partner kind of fell through. He didn't want to pay for advertising. He paid like for $300 in advertising on Google or something like that. And I don't know. It wasn't much, but he didn't want any. He had no interest in going forward with it as just like an art project. So I was like, well, they kind of grew on me. I think they look pretty cool, to be honest. So I don't know. The more I looked at them, the cooler it looked. So I was like, I'm going to do the DeFi Space Donkeys Club, and I'm going to make these will all be a membership, right? We picked a membership category for a lot of reasons, but I mean, political and legal and tax reasons as well. If you don't promise anything, you can deliver whatever you want. Right. And we had already come out as a project that wasn't promising anything. So I was like, all right, well, we'll be DeFi Space Donkeys Club, and I'll see where it goes and how I can add to it. And I'm already a personal advisor, and I was telling people to get into Web3. So let's make this a way of I can, bundle it with my personal advising service, kind of, if you will. I'll take it as payment. Like if you buy a DeFi Space Donkey and you want to pay me for services, you can literally just send me the DeFi Space Donkey. And, you could do that, but then you wouldn't have a membership. So you probably wouldn't want to do that. But you could do that if you wanted to, right? The idea being that could also be more volume and a way of tracking my services on the blockchain, like more proof of concept type ideas. So yeah, the club now, we started off, we literally gave out 100 of them. Then we listed them for $3. And every time one sells, I increase what I won't list it for what it just sold for. I increase it just a little bit from whatever the last sale was. So the last sale, for example, was 0.035 actually. So I won't list anything below 0.035, which was about $83 at the time. So there's a couple there, if you look, that are actually below the what I would say is the floor price is 0.035, because I've already listed them in the past. So, and then that one with the coins around it is from someone who got that. I believe they got that for free, and they're just flipping it for, $70 something.
So is there a story behind these donkeys at all?
Yeah, so they are aliens from a faraway planet that was destroyed by a comet, and they were scattered all over the universe, and in search of a way to fulfill their dreams. They love crypto and NFTs, and they saw Earth. They decided to land on Earth. It's a team up with humans in search of crypto and NFTs to launch to the moon and beyond. That's the basic story, and there's a little bit more lore coming out. It just for fun, every once in a while I'll put out like a little story about them, but it's just really fun. Just there's not really a whole lot to it other than that they're aliens from another planet and they love crypto and NFTs. But yeah, that's I love the backgrounds too. I just absolutely love the backgrounds. They're so cool.
Nice. So what I want to ask you.
I love the WETH offer for $1.05.
I just have it up there, huh?
like who's gonna maybe just hoping they'll accidentally click that button. I don't know.
But you also have merchandise too, though. Are you collaborating with someone for the merch or no?
Yeah, so we have our buddy Nar is Fuck Dow. He makes Shopify stores for his holders. So if you have, I believe, like it might be like up to 10 now. If you have like 10 of his NFTs, he'll make you a custom merch shop. So we started off making a couple different things. There's some things there I haven't even seen yet. But
I haven't even seen it yet as well.
But I'm constantly telling him, I want this or this, and we have a huge range of people in the club. Our youngest holder is 1.5, so I'm trying to get him some onesies. Are the onesies out yet?
Are you asking me?
but we have older holders, that are in their 70s. So we have a range of demands and things. So we give them a little bit of everything. And if you're a holder, you can get discounts of 25 to 35%
Mhm.
off the merch. We have different NFTs on different merch, but we also have an official logo where you can add that logo and put whatever NFT you have. So if you have your specific DeFi Space Donkey, or if you have just another image or NFT that you like, maybe it could be a picture of your family, a picture of your car, your whatever it is you want. And that t-shirt is super comfortable and nice, by the way. My wife is picky, so I bought her that one, and I ordered basically one of everything, and I said, try these on, tell me what you think. And if she had any complaints, basically I just took it off the site. So that's how we operate. If there's any complaints at all, we just nix it. But you can make your own custom merch as a holder, right? We can even deploy your own shop if you need, but you can basically add another page into the DeFi Space Donkeys. You can put an official DeFi Space Donkeys logo on it, and then put your own art or whatever you like on whatever products. There's a wide range of products. We're going to have a lot more accessories and other items coming out too, especially to kind of accommodate with the wild world of dragons. People need like French presses and coffee like water boilers and stuff like that too.
So I'm going through your link tree on your
Mhm.
Twitter, and I noticed that you have Special K Glass on here.
Yeah.
Now, are you a part of Special K? Because you have a 25% code,
Yeah.
discount code off of there. Is that
Yeah.
something? Are you a part of them or?
Yeah, so I'm an ambassador for them. It's basically, if you go to that website, the link in my bio, and you put in, you can get anything off the website, and you can get 25% off just once if you use the code Tricky Buddha. You normally would get a discount of like take 20% or 10% by going through my link, but by using that code, you'll get 25% off that order. So I love Special K. Chris is a good friend. He's a DeFi Space Donkey as well, a lover of crypto and NFTs. He is an official member. He has bought the NFT, and I'm super happy to have him in the club. I love to help him any way I can, and putting him in my link tree and talking about him is definitely something I like to do, because he gave me a great custom piece on my birthday, and he is going to be making me another one. We are also doing a collaboration where we are going to make a forever piece for the club. So for under $150, we're actually thinking about pricing it at 150, and then maybe providing another item with it, even, which is crazy. But
So
this piece, if it ever breaks, you show a photograph, you pay for shipping, we send you a new one,
got you.
and it'll have the origin story theme in mind. So glow in the dark comet on a galaxy piece, and it's going to be, I can't show it on TikTok, but I can show it here. This is the size and shape we're going with. This is from the original 420 Panda, Puff Puff Panda space, right?
Mm.
And I love the way it hits. Nothing quite hits like it. Just the size and shape seems to be perfect for me. I've been a consumer medical advocate for 20 years, and I think that this is what we need. So I'm making it just so it'll hit just like that, but it will actually it'll be much cheaper than your typical forever piece. And yeah, lifetime insurance. So for my medical consumers, or I mean, if you're in the right state, you can do whatever you want. I'm not your boss.
So quick brief tutorial, but description of Special K. Yes, they have bongs. You mentioned there's a forever bong that if it breaks, that they'll replace it for life. Is that what you were
Yeah,
saying
it's
before?
so
Um,
0.23 ETH. You buy the NFT, and what they do is they custom make your piece after talking to you about what you want. They make a video of them making it and put that into the NFT. So you get a video of them making your custom piece. And if it ever breaks, they've got that video so they can kind of see if you want to remake that piece. They know what they need to do. Or you can just, I mean, you can technically break it and then say, I want, wine glasses instead, and get wine glasses.
Okay.
But it's a custom piece with that NFT. As long as that NFT is in your wallet and they're still in business, no problem. You provide proof in the Discord with the little photograph, and that's it. And pay for the shipping. They send it out.
Okay. So let's talk about
who does that. Glass warranty on custom art glass. It's pretty cool.
Let's talk about the community of communities.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. I don't see it in your bio though.
It's not. It should be. I think I did just change my bio recently. When I tried to put in the order form. So right now there's an order form for the Dragon Juice Elixir, and that takes up a long character. Maybe if I put a Bitly link, I'll have more space and I can edit that a little bit more. There's too much to go in my bio right now, but it's not in the bio. But I do spaces with them every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and we actually started on TikTok.
Really?
Yeah. And there's links to all their stuff in my Discord as well.
In your Discord as well. Okay.
Yeah. They aren't really active on Discord. They're more active on Telegram and Twitter now. But all the links in my bio will direct, towards their stuff basically in some fashion or another.
In the meantime, while I look this up and go through the communities, do you mind like breaking down what that's about, what you're working on, and how did you get involved also? Because what you're known for, a lot of people may not know this about you, is you are everywhere. Everywhere. It's a good thing. Like, and let's actually talk about that for a second. How are you able to be everywhere all at once?
Well, I'm worried this is a recorded space and the government's going to come after me. But I have 3 clones. I just put them in cages. Clothes. I put them in cages and cycles and feed them. No, I have multiple devices and I like to multitask. So if you come in here, my wife will come in sometimes and see me, and I'm here with. I got a phone in each hand, and I'm looking at the computer, and I'm in 3 spaces. So I got 1 space in front of me, and if you do it like this, then you can kind of differentiate all the sounds, and then I can just listen to 3 conversations at once.
But
that's how I do it.
There's someone that does something similar to what you're saying, and you know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm talking about. Shirley Lowe. Shirley Lowe is like almost everywhere at more than at one place.
Right. I'm like if Shirley Lowe was actually participating. Because I'm recorded in multiple times. I'm recorded speaking in 2 spaces at the same time. And I don't replan that. It was literally like, they were like, hey, Tricky, you're up on stage. Welcome to the room. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'll unmute both. It's Tricky Buddha from DeFi Space Donkey. I've done that multiple times now.
Let's talk about your tag. I think that's probably something that, is like the biggest takeaway. Like how you come in, how you present yourself in every space you go in. Mm-hmm. People ask you for it. Does that get like annoying after a while, or are you just?
It's too fun. It's too hilarious, but also I need it. It came about out of necessity and then morphed as a joke, and now I do it out of necessity. So let me explain. Tricky Buddha came from my gamer tag, right? So I was playing games. I was in a lot of pain, and I was just trying to disassociate from the pain and just kind of put myself into the game world, right? And it got a little bit toxic sometimes. If you play video games and you shoot somebody who's like not, they're taking the game way too serious, and they cuss you out, or some people just get super angry about the game, or even my own teammates sometimes get angry, when they're playing the game or something happens, right? So I started just trying to make jokes just to kind of make people laugh, because it was affecting my vibe. It was making me not enjoy the game as much. So it started off with just little jokes and quips, And then when I died, I used to say something funny just to like, get the person on the other end to laugh. Right. So now I've got like my 3 people on my team laughing, and I got this random stranger laughing every time I die. And I always had like a joke loaded. And I realized by doing that, it like gave me kind of control over my emotions. Like I was ready to say the next joke, right? Not even just my intro. I was ready to say the next joke. So my mind was not ever anywhere near a negative space. And then when the brand came out, I stopped doing the jokes, and I started just whenever time I got shot or died, I would just go, DeFi space donkeys, because you only have like a couple seconds. Like you really don't have much time. It took the whole time, and it was my team was just like, "What the hell is that?" And everyone was just would wonder. And people would end up googling me more because of it. I would get DMs like, "What are space donkeys?" So when I started doing it as an intro, I kept doing it, and it's still just like having a joke loaded. By having DeFi space donkeys loaded, ready to go, it calmed my nerves, and I mastered my anxiety, like legit. It's a brain hack. So and then because it's also so positive and funny, it basically made me positive and happy every time, and I laughed every time I did it. Right. So I still to this day, I laugh half the way, like halfway through it or before, sometimes even like I can't not chuckle. So it brightens me up, it pumps me up, it gets me ready to do my space and be that person that I need to be going forward. And whenever you recognize yourself spiraling or not being the positive person that you need to be for your own health, let's face it, you got to change your mind. And by yelling my intro, that's how I do it. It puts me in a positive place, gets me ready to go, and now I can't stop it. It's such a marketing thing. If I came in and didn't do it, people would be like, "Are you all right?" It's like my 2FA. It's me when I say it that.
No, it's true. It's true, and I think that sets you apart, right? Like I'm looking right now at thyrevolution.eth, their Twitter handle. This is the founder, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's Mickey Thy Revolution. So, and he was big on TikTok. I mean, he had an account that was just flying. It was like 50,000, 60,000 people or something. And then he sold that account and then started a brand new account and got to like 23, 25,000 or something like that. And that was kind of when I met him. And he was doing the communities thing. So he saw my project and he got interested, and we hit it off. We became friends, and we started kind of working together a little bit. I mean, nobody really gets paid from the communities. We just kind of make things happen and love doing it. But yeah, that was about 2.5 years ago. I mean, that almost immediately from when I started being on TikTok, we found each other, and yeah, now I'm part of the core team on the communities as well. And yeah, it's all about collaboration.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what is the community of communities, and what's the deal with the plus sign?
Well, we love communities so much we put it in our name twice. So it's just all about collaboration. We wanted, we noticed that there's a lot of these communities that are kind of separate, that they don't all necessarily function together, right? Like they like the same stuff, but all NFTs or whatever, right? They like the same stuff, but the communities don't necessarily come together sometimes. So we wanted to be a community made up of all those communities, just kind of bring everyone together. And that way we can kind of like highlight the people who are, doing stuff right now, highlight the people that really could use that attention. There's a lot of artists and stuff like that just don't have the time to be here and be everywhere. So if we can highlight those people and elevate them, then it's a win-win for everybody. And that's how we're going to get mass adoption, right? So we need more content and groups of people bringing people together. We're doing, awesome collaborations. Like you see that the book project with Crypto Magazine. And with that book project, we're basically putting all of these NFTs from all the communities, and imagine all the communities coming together for one project. Imagine how popular that mint is going to be. Imagine how many people are going to actually see that product because of those cross pollination. So
Well,
Crypto Magazine's putting that in 23 countries, top 100 hotels, and it'll be a digital and a physical product. You can buy it on Amazon, print on demand, basically, and we'll have it as a digital NFT.
Let's talk about the magazine you just mentioned. What was the name of that magazine again? You said it was
Crypto Magazine.
Crypto Magazine.
Yeah.
So how significant is Crypto Magazine for the people that are going to be watching this and don't necessarily know?
Yeah. So Crypto Magazine, when they first started, they actually put Kevin Hart on the cover, and they actually outperformed on their last distribution round, which they've had some distribution issues with their manufacturer, which is the whole thing, contract issue. It's actually kind of funny, but also kind of sad. But anyway, they're moving their manufacturing to the US. But their last cycle that they were printing in the UK, they actually outperformed, I believe it was Forbes print magazine and Entrepreneurship magazine. They actually sold more copies. So being in 2 airports as well also helps. But yeah, they're moving their print manufacturing over to the US now, and that should actually give them a little bit more exposure and more revenue as well because of their old situation. Based on the guy just basically had total control over their distribution on some fine print. Always read that fine print, guys.
Always read that fine print. Facts.
Yeah, when people can manipulate fees, just add fees and take away your revenue, it's crazy. But so they are moving to the US, which is going to be huge for us. I think it's going to be big for our brand, particularly the DeFi Space Donkeys, because they'll be closer to us. And I'm trying to work with them more on a bunch of different things. I'm actually going to be working with them later on this month on a new, I just say a new product they are releasing. I can't specify what it is yet because they're still developing.
Wait a minute.
I was really hoping.
Wait a minute.
About it.
This was supposed to be the alpha. I threw you the alley-oop.
I know you threw me the alley-oop and everything. So, well, I can say we are working together very shortly. We are in development right now. We've actually doubled the dev team that's releasing this product. But we will be a nice focal point and a staple for the Web3 community going forward. We're definitely putting out something that's going to help reduce the risk. I can say this. Imagine if there was a way to guarantee your NFT never went below half value and increased in value based on the revenue generated by Crypto Magazine.
I'd say sounds like a really good investment.
So I'll be an ambassador soon. I can't say anything else. That's probably was already too much.
It sounds like you might have overdone it just now.
yeah. That was, but we're working on some really good solutions to help secure people's investments going forward. Basically, it's just about reducing risk, kind of. Because a lot of people come in here and they throw money around, not realizing the degree of risk involved, right? And if we can modify the amount of risk that they have, with a couple of maneuvers, and then add value. I mean, in theory, that you could invest if you're utilizing this avenue, you could invest in total garbage that could tank, and you still wouldn't lose more than half your value. And in 10 years from now, who knows what value it could have? Because if the business continues to produce revenue that adds value to that, you know what I mean? You could invest in you could pick a bad investment and end up with a win and if you wait long enough.
So this magazine, Crypto magazine, right?
Hmm.
It's big enough that it had Kevin Hart on the front. Let's like glance over that. Kevin Hart is a big entertainer, is a big deal.
Yeah.
And they had them. They had them on the front cover. Roughly, what would it cost an NFT project if they're looking to be part of Crypto Magazine and maybe advertise their projects or talk
Mhm.
about?
It's so there's they have a digital edition, it's a little bit cheaper, but the normal print version, it's about $5,000 to $7,000 to per page,
Okay, okay, okay.
which is cheap actually. If you look at what it costs for their leading like the two magazines that produce under them, right? Look at what it costs for their like if you were to advertise in Forbes print or if you were to advertise in Entrepreneurship magazine, it's it's significantly more.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. But 5,000 to 8,000 is what you said,
Five
or
to seven.
5 or 7? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And these magazines, imagining I'm going like to the airport or to a
Mhm.
hotel or to 7-Eleven. I pick up a magazine, I open it up, and I get to learn about projects and anything crypto is what I'm assuming with this magazine. And you're eventually going to be working for them. You're eventually will be a brand ambassador for them. And you mentioned that the communities are putting out a book, right?
Mhm.
So in this book, it's going to be inside the magazine, or is it going to be like laid on top of it? How is that going to be?
Uh,
Uh,
I'm not sure if it's going to be printed in the magazine. I think it's going to be printed as a supplemental and then delivered with the magazine. Is how I am.
it is going to be separate, probably.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Just because I think there are slightly different shapes too. But we are actually minting pages in our book collaboration for we have it staggered. We're going to do 10 books. So we can, at the end, we're going to do some games and some cartoons. Our guy at Hangry Animals, he not only is a book publisher for 25 years, he's making the book, but he's actually produced video games for his project Hangry Animals, which is you can play. It's playable now, and also he's made cartoons for Sky TV. So it's like we've got an expert here in the community, and we're gonna utilize him for sure. It's great. And this page to get in the magazine or to get in the book, sorry, is 150 Matic for the first one.
150 Matic. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. See, okay.
So you're getting the exposure with Crypto Magazine for 150 Matic instead of
And
five
what
to
does that
seven thousand
what
dollars.
what does that work out to? 150 Matic. What is that in dollars?
It's about I think it's about $120 right now, something like that.
Wow,
115.
that's a significant difference.
It's yeah, it's crazy, and it'll go up by 150 Matic each time. So the 10th book will be 1,500 Matic per page, but that's still a steal for how much exposure and everything that's going to be getting. So I
Hmm.
had to jump on the first one. I was the first person to get a page on the first one because I was just like, oh, that's a slam dunk. I think I paid 130 at the time because Matic was a little bit higher, but still easy. I'm gonna probably buy a page in every single one of these books.
And this is what the cover looks like for the book that we're
Yeah,
looking at right now.
yeah, that's the cover. So if you look at the bottom right there, you can see I've got that's the old art. We'll fix that. But the bottom right there is one of my NFTs. That's a DeFi space donkey at the bottom right. But there's lots of the bottom right of the cross, I should say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you see the plus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the
I
bottom right
see.
is the plus.
You got
Yeah.
they got Shibu Society on here. They got crypto homies on the front. Okay.
The first
All right.
25 people to mint a page are included in the cover.
Is that? I don't want to butcher the name. Is that Doglins?
Yeah, Doglins. Yep.
Okay.
Doglins is Christian Abbott. He did the Stray Dogs Club and also Doglins. So Stray Dogs Club gives to stray animals, and Doglins is some fun like lore about a dog that was cursed by a witch turned into a goblin. Doglins.
Okay. Oh, this merch is fire though. I like the plus, the yellow pluses. This
Yeah,
is like simple, but something about this book bag is like
yeah.
calling to me right now.
It's funny. So if you're a really good muse if you're a really good team player, and you can convey information properly and brainstorm with a ferocity, sometimes people don't even know where ideas came from. So it's kind of funny because I feel like I'm pretty sure I know the story of the plus fairly well for good reason, but nobody knows really where it came from. It could have come from anywhere. It's all about community, so it really doesn't matter, right? But when we were looking at ways to add value and represent each other, right? And the community is all about coming together. We're all about being like a positive addition. We're all about that positivity. So what kind of symbol can we come up with to represent what we are doing and building? And we were looking at different things, like a ring around our profile picture, maybe changing something in our bio, but by adding a plus to your name or something, a green dot or a symbol or some kind in front of your name, you can very easily be distinguishable in a group, especially in a space. And the plus is the smallest symbol as well. So when I add the plus to my name, it doesn't change my actual display name. It just says plus Tricky full display. So every other symbol is a full character, or some of those emojis are actually a character and a half in width.
I was actually gonna put the plus. Is it a bad thing that I didn't put the plus in this?
No, that'd be great. That would be awesome. Everyone should add a plus in front of their name if they're a positive addition to the community. That's just all it is.
Is it bad that I put a plus like in between the connects and J on X?
No, that's great. No? You can put it in the front, in the back, in between. Throw it in your bio. Hashtag.
There's no rule. It doesn't have to be in the front. It could be.
Yeah, it could be anywhere. But by having it in the front of your name, you don't have to change your profile picture. You don't have to modify your bio. And it's when you go into a space like a Twitter space, it's really obvious when there's a bunch of pluses. Mm-hmm. And some people do the emoji plus, the dark plus, but I like the white. I like all my peeps. If they're my peeps, they got the plus like that.
Nice. So we have a little bit of time left. Let's segue into the drinks, the drinks that could possibly heal my cold because I'm over here coughing and sneezing and all type of stuff. And you have a cure. You have some type of
well, it's not a cure, but what it is nutrients, vitamins, minerals, herbs that you're not normally consuming. There's no way the average person is not consuming any of these herbs, let alone getting a good diet, right? But the dragon juice elixir, was brought to me about 5 months ago. Wild from Amanda from Wild Holy Dragons. She wanted to give the elixir to someone with Crohn's and see how it helped. And I was suffering, so I was willing to try anything. She sent it to me, and it did such an amazing job that I've been dedicated to making it a business and running also the charity project with it. So we have the Smilebox charity, and we are making the business Dragon Potions. And so I'm half owner and CFO. We are probably looking to bring on some other people too. Not probably. We are looking to bring on some other people. We're going to hire an army of ambassadors, marketers. Well, not marketers. The ambassadors are basically marketers. They're going to get a commission. But we are making the energy drink and a sleep drink right now. But we have a bunch of products that are going to come later. And by having this elixir basically day and night, it really has helped heal my chronic pain, my Crohn's disease a lot. Like I said, it's not a cure, but it's this nutrients just give your body the ability to fight and do what it needs to do. So when I find a buddy with a cold or anything, I'm like, hey, you got to try this stuff. Like, let's get this to you like pronto. Like you need, normally I would take like prednisone for a week when I got really sick with Crohn's. And now I double up on the tea and I'm good in like 3 or 4 days. We had people with COVID take it and pound out COVID in like less than 5 days.
Wow. No, that's really impressive. So where can I go right now to actually look it up and see the product?
So if you go to my Discord, there's a link in my bio also right there. There's the document. There's a Google form document just to order the bulk supply right now before the website has the order form and everything on it. The
Okay.
website's being worked on. The order form is being worked on. We have a website for the Wild World of Dragons mint right now,
Yeah,
but
I saw that.
but but that's for the 3D dragons, and 10% of that goes back to the charity, the Smile Boxes. But we don't you there's no real information online or anywhere except for in our spaces. Like we do those Tuesday spaces from
Mhm.
5:30 to 7:30 or 5 to 7. And we pushed it back a little bit today. We're trying to like help everyone because there's spaces at the same time everywhere, right? So I think we did like we're doing like 5:45 to 7:45. But people can stop by and ask questions if they have anything. We have handed there. And other than that, I go around in the spaces and I'm always available to just talk to you about it if you guys have any questions. We have like 25 to 40 different herbs that are in this product, and we've given the recipe to people in the past and they've mixed weird combinations and sent people to the hospital and stuff. So we're very apprehensive now with the recipe, right? But
Because
we do like to share the knowledge of what's in it. So like I can tell you like a little rundown if you'd like.
I do remember hearing someone on a space mention that they took one of your elixirs, and I don't remember if it was Judy Bell or Lady Wing, but one of them mentioned that you actually helped them with I think it might have been Judy Bell.
Yeah, Judy Bell really helped with their
Yeah.
sleep. Yeah.
Okay. So was that before or after that whole issue happened before with people mixing drinks?
Oh no! So this was people mixing them wrong was way back in the day.
Oh, okay.
We haven't, yeah, we don't mess around with that. And even the current versions we send out are super allergy safe. I mean, I have weird allergies, so there's no alfalfa in it. There's no any kind of wheat or gluten product. There's no dairy or nuts or mushrooms or anything like that. So there's no cannabis even unless you get the infused version from one of our partners. But it wouldn't even be labeled dragon juice. It would be something else. So everything it's just super safe for like mass adoption right now. That's kind of how we got it figured out. But yeah, it's helped a lot of people. I really love to hear how it's been helping our patients that we've been sending the Smile Boxes to. So last time we raised $500. Shout out to the Puff Puff Pandas and Shibu Society for donating. We got $500. We sent $500 over $100 care packages with tea and some other different elixirs. And these people were all going through chemo for their cancer. And I got to hear things like, I've had more energy than I've had in 10 years from somebody who's actively going through chemo.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
the fact to see their pain go away, they told me like they were chronically bleeding from like weeks from after their surgery. And this like helped them heal. Like they actually stopped bleeding within that first week of trying it.
Mm.
And less pain, and they're lit up. They've got that hope, they've got that energy back. You can see that spark, you can see that positivity, and it definitely makes a big impact, helping people recover. And yeah, so that was just amazing. And now we're going to do at least 10. We've already got enough money to do 10 Smile Boxes, but we want to do 20. So we doubled our goal of donations, but we got to the next size up by getting those last donations. So we are buying everything in bulk and it's already pre-ground, so it's less time and cheaper to manufacture now. So we've got really big packets for our customers that are still cheaper than what it's going to be on the shelves, and we're sending out these packages to chronically ill, autoimmune disease warriors and cancer patients. But we actually do need like another $800 right now, and we need another 4 or 5 names and addresses to send them Smile Boxes. So if you know anybody who's got cancer or chronic illness, autoimmune disease, definitely send them my way, or just give me their address and I'll send them a Smile Box.
I think that's so good that you're doing this, man. Like You're really helping out people that are in need, and you yourself have you're going through a lot already. So you do what you can to give back, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, good karma. You know, I
Yeah,
like that. I like that.
I'm all about good karma for sure.
Yeah.
Um, so before we wrap up here, is there anything else you want to talk about as far as like what you got going on for the week or for the month? I know you mentioned the crypto magazine stuff.
hmm
Is there anything else you want to talk about before we close it
We
up?
we've got a couple cool things right now. I'll just say some alpha. We are constantly improving the plushie. We are doing the 100 limited edition DeFi Space Donkey plushie.
Nice.
And when you squeeze its name, it says, "It's Tricky Buddha from DeFi Space Donkeys."
Seriously?
Also, is going to be a little thing where you could probably record your kid's name or something like that at the end so we can customize like the message. That's kind of another idea.
Man, Tricky, you are holding out.
Look
If
at
I
it.
didn't ask you this
So,
question, were you gonna even mention it? Like,
right? So,
it's a big deal. Like,
so when we get to that next stage and we lock in that last, like we right now, we don't know if we can do the custom message part, and we don't know if we can do the augmented reality part that I'm thinking about. But if we lock those down, the price is going to increase again. So right now, there's only 100 of them. These are like for high end collectors of toys, right? There's only 100.
I would want one. I'm just putting
They're
it down.
$5,000. No, they're 100. They're point. They started off at 0.015, which is nothing. Now they're 0.035. And when we get, if we secure the next two parts that I want, and we're going to actually increase to 0.055. So it's not done yet, not set in stone yet, but we're looking like it's probably going to increase significantly. So that's the alpha right now. Also, we have a 500 ticket raffle. There's only 500 tickets available, and it's $1 ticket. And 3 people are going to win prizes that are over $150 prize packages with DeFi Space Donkey membership, different NFTs, some montage, some Kaguya, different coins that are coming out. It's just a nice little prize package.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You just said a name. It sounds familiar there. You just brushed right over it again. Again. She said Kaguya.
Yeah,
For the people in the back and everyone else who's watching this who doesn't know who Kaguya is, this might be a good time just to mention it.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you're shopping in like what Target looking for makeup, you've probably seen her. If you're familiar with the music, you might have heard her, and she has a token right now as well. So her token is like an ERC20. I think it's actually a Polygon token. Yeah, it's a Polygon token.
Okay.
So it's on the Matic network. And we'll be giving away some of those coins because Usyk King, aka King, he's one of our partner for the Wild Willow Dragons. He's launching that project as well. I'm a 1% stakeholder in Usyk as well, so I'm proud to see what they're building, and I love to support musicians. So it's cool to see more musicians. We're gonna have a bunch of musicians coming up this weekend. So when this raffle is pulled, hopefully we can get the money to pull it this weekend. We're also having another raffle in a space for art. It's our friend Irise birthday. She's an artist, painter, and photographer. So we've got 10 of her pieces we're raffling off. We got 10 of my NFTs we're raffling off. All be part of one big raffle. We've got 3 art pieces we're auctioning off. We're giving away 2 bongs and a $50 gift card to Special K Glass. We're giving away Kaguya, montage. We got a whole bunch of goodies coming up, and hopefully we'll have some performers come through and play music. So we're gonna.
I like how you're just like your eyes are shifting left and right because you want to say something but you're not saying it. You know what? We're gonna talk off behind camera, off stage,
right? But we've got it's cool. So, but everyone should tap in this weekend for Irise birthday. Like I said, lots of raffles, lots of giveaways. I'll just say the odds are good you'll win something and hear some fire music if you stop through. For my birthday last year, I'm not. This isn't as organized as my birthday was last year, but it's getting there. Last year we gave away about $4,000 worth of stuff, and we had all kinds of performers stopped through. I think like Louis C. Rhymes stopped through for like 45 minutes and just fucking killed it. Like the performances have been awesome. Web3 performances have been getting better and better. So yeah, we're gonna have a good Saturday, starting at I think 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do a 1 hour art auction raffle, giveaway space. And then we're doing a DGen space. After that, that's just our birthday party. Lots of music. And I'm not going to say what we'll be doing exactly, but it's mostly music.
Well then. I see you've been holding out quite a bit. I try to be having to ask if there's anything else going on,
right?
For you to get to this part of the show.
I got a really tough question earlier. Someone asked me, what collaborations are you in? I have 16 collaborations right now, and it seems to be problematic because sometimes I explain them and people are like, are you really focused on what we're building? And I'm like, I mean, yeah. I know at 16 sounds like I'm in a lot of places at once, and like it's a little too much.
A lot,
but there's a lot of times I'm an advisor for some things. Some things I'm more hands on, right? Like for the DeFi Space Donkey Club, I'm always there for my peeps on Monday and Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern. We give away 2 hours of free advice, so you don't have to hire me, which is good because I don't have any time left to sell. So you don't have to worry about that 325 hourly rate because it's only free for those 2 hours, those 2 days. And the rest of the time I'm not available because I'm building the Wild World of Dragons, Dragon Juice, the Dragons Potions company, and working on that Smilebox charity. I pretty much dedicate I would say 60% of my time is just dealing with the charity, trying to get some charity funds, trying to, find more people to send the smile boxes to and build that business because energy drinks were a $137 billion industry last year, and the U.S. accounted for a third of that intake. We're launching a company that's going to have an organic, natural energy drink with no crash or sugar or chemicals or caffeine, plus a sleep aid, and both drinks help with your pain and health issues on top of it. Like, this is a slam dunk. I'm really focusing on this because I know once this is locked down, I'm going to have more funds to build up everything else I need to do. I'm super pumped about what's going to happen in the future. We're going to white label it as well and sell it to some other NFT projects who want to make some energy drinks. And we have a couple different blends and 2 different manufacturers that are going to do infused beverages for those lovers of cannabis.
Yo, you like...
I can talk forever about the collabs and what we're building. Like, honestly, it's a lot.
This is stuff that we should be talking about earlier.
There's a lot of stuff.
But I do have a space that I was supposed to open up like an hour ago.
Yeah. Right. So, well, it was great talking to you, man. I'm always here for it.
Same. We're gonna have to definitely do another live, and I get to 1,000 followers on TikTok. Apparently, for us to work, or maybe we'll do Instagram, but we got to work this out somehow.
Yeah, we'll get you 1,000 followers, and we got to have me come back when I can talk more about what I've got going with Crypto Magazine. There's a whole bunch of really cool things happening with that too. Also, maybe I'll just say yippee.
Yes.
YIPPEE. We have this coin just dropped. It's only like 2 days old. It's on Solana, and it provides a 10% in and out tax, and the tax goes to the holders.
Okay, we'll leave it there. We'll take a pin. We're
going to come back with that one because you might want to get in before the advertising campaign, and we drop it in all the alpha groups. But yeah, we'll talk more. I'll see you next week.
Same time next week.
Right? Yeah, we'll be around. We'll be in touch.
Yeah. I'm happy about this. So this was episode 3 with Jake Connects and Tricky Buddha. Thank you all for tuning in. For those of you that weren't here to watch it, definitely can play it back. It's gonna be on my YouTube channel. Feel free to subscribe. The link is in my bio on X. Shout out to the X family. If you guys are watching, thank you for supporting us, supporting me, supporting Tricky. Make sure you follow him on all of his socials. He has a TikTok. He has a YouTube channel. He's a part of 16 different collaborations. So there's nowhere he's not at. He's everywhere. I think he's in
do
spaces
you
right
have
now.
do you have a tab that's just labeled social medias?
Do I have a tab that?
A tab that's try to make it so you can view it.
Oh, you mean like
Tab
actual a
it's
folder for
labeled
all?
social medias, yeah.
Yeah. So yes, once again, thank you for stopping in, bud. I appreciate you. We're gonna have you back on soon. If not on this, maybe on, like I said before, on a different platform.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for your time, and stay connected with Jay Connected. My song actually is available now. But
I
you
knew
have
you
to
were a
be.
rapper. I knew it.
Yes, my song is out for the theme song of the Jay Connects podcast
Cool.
is available. It is live, and it is free if you're part of the Jay Connects circle. The only way to be a part of the circle is to reach out to me by DM, by text, or whichever way you can, and say I want to be whitelisted, and you'll be able to go on sound.xyz and mint yourself a free J Connects intro and outro. So on the next time I do an episode 4, I'll have the intro playing in the beginning, and then you guys will be able to watch with the graphics and everything like that. So yeah, definitely want to tune in. It's exciting times for all of us.
Yeah.
Peace out. Stay connected with J Connects.